Hey, so what's going on with the market? Because it is definitely changing and we are tracking it very closely. I'm Dan Beer with Beer Home Team here at eXp Realty, and I want to go through a conversation that I had recently with my lender that I thought was extremely eye-opening, pertaining to all of the changes that we're all seeing out there, right? For sale signs are sticking around longer in your neighborhood than they used to. We're just simply at that point where we're entering the next market cycle. And pertaining to interest rates, you know, this I thought was extremely eye-opening, and especially for first-time home buyers, because see, traditionally step-up buyers, they, you know, in San Diego County especially, homes are expensive, and you know, there's always been an affordability issue. So step-up buyers, yes, we get close to that max potential often of what we're able to borrow, but we don't always get there. There's typically some cushion. But for the first-time home buyer, they're typically stretched to the most that they could possibly do, the most they can borrow, the most home they can buy, because they're trying to get into this market. Okay, every one of us has gone through that when we were first-time home buyers. But for them, it really comes down to the math. When the interest rates change, okay, interest rates today versus what they were at the beginning of the year, that change in rate, because first-time home buyers have always gone to that max, what we call debt-to-income ratios, that max borrowing potential, when that rate changed, when it jumped, then guess what happened? They literally got disqualified. And we're seeing first-time home buyer product across the county being discounted right now at about a 6 to 9% clip, depending on the area, about that range, and depending on the property. Because it is simply math. They literally are disqualified from buying. And for them to re-qualify, prices would have to drop by about 6, 7, 8, 9% just for them to re-qualify based on, again, the pure math. That's also, by the way, one of the reasons that you're going to want to make sure that you're talking to a lender that can provide you with the best possible rate, because it's literally the difference between you getting into the home you want or not. Now, does that mean we should be buying right now? Here's my advice. I say this to everybody. I say this is not the time you want to buy at all if you are planning on selling in 2 or 3 years. You're not going to be happy selling in 2 or 3 years. Yet, curiously enough, I just recently sold, earlier this year, my own brother a home, and I bought an investment property. So why did we do that? The reason why is because we locked in an interest rate that's available to us right now that won't be available potentially, no one knows, but that we're making a bet will be a higher rate in the future. So it can literally, you know, that relationship between price and rate can literally be to the point where you might be buying for less money, but paying more on a monthly basis, depending on what the rate has done. So the answer to whether you should buy right now or not is, if you see the home you want, if it's right for you, right for your family, and if it's the lifestyle you're looking for, and the payment makes sense, and you're happy and ready to hold it through the down cycle and into the next up cycle, then you move it forward with that, absolutely no questions asked. You go into that for sure, because you're also locking in today's rate, and we have to live somewhere. The temporary dip we don't mind, because what we're going to be looking at is the rise on the other side. But if that's I want you to have a 7, 10 year or so time frame if that's your strategy. If you know you're selling your home in 2, 3 years, rent, don't buy, and don't let anybody push you into doing something different. If you want personalized advice, give us a ring here. I'm Dan Beer with the Beer Home Team, and I'll look forward to putting, just sitting down and actually looking at the details of your specific situation. But that's what's going on with the market right now, and we will keep you updated as we see how this thing continues to move along, because it is the beginning of what is invariably and undoubtedly a changing market.